Welcome back to Studio F, where I'm Fast Times Willy B. We're reviewing Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russell, roll the clip.
Welcome back to Fast Times Willy B. I'm Willy B. I've got Tony back with me, and we move on now to 2018. So 3 years down the road, we've got Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Cast-wise, a lot of the same from Jurassic World. We do add Justice Smith to this one, who's been in a few movies that I've enjoyed since Fallen Kingdom. But we'll start with the good. And where do you want to start?
Let's take the big chunk out of it. You build off the Indominus Rex from last movie. Unfortunately, I said the Monosaurus took it down.
Yeah.
Great scene, by the way. But how? I forget what not the trainer, but the head of the Raptor trainer program was in the last film.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling the Owen, he was like, did you not think that we were gonna use this other than just to bring money into a park? Like, could you imagine the market that would be to implement this in warfare?
Yeah.
So he's like, this is just a prototype, but make this smaller, build it off of Blue's,
Yeah.
just Blue's characteristics and genome, being obedient, loyal, and listening to command to the T,
Yeah.
and just making a smaller Indominus. I mean,
The Endoraptor.
The Endoraptor. And in my opinion, it damn near looks similar, just small.
Yeah.
It is small, but obviously it's a power. I was a little bit confused. Like, it looked like it was like a glistening, or at least a vibrant yellow stripe down the side. It made it seem like like transmission fluid or something was in there. Like it's like a machine.
Yeah.
But
A unit.
its power and having almost everything else that the Indominus had, and you don't see like blend in color, like with the color and all the other stuff, but it's able to listen to command, and then he implemented radar, not a radar, like a laser pointer.
Mm-hmm.
Lock in, boom, it's not going to stop until whenever it's starting done. So I thought that was a really strong point for me there.
Okay.
How they brought the daughter in.
Okay, Maisie Lockwood.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll see how that goes later down the road. But
yeah,
I think she was a pivotal point, obviously, with her grandfather working hand in hand with John Hammond,
mm-hmm.
and he actually wanted to do something good with it.
Yeah.
And then obviously his personal assistant kind of screwed him over in the end.
Yeah.
But
as they do.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I'd say the Endoraptor was something really strong for me that I really enjoyed.
Cool. I like the way this movie starts. When they're kind of doing that hunt in the water, and they get their run in with the Mosasaurus, and they see the skeleton of the Indominus Rex. I think that's cool, but this movie, you've now got Claire, who's an advocate for keeping these dinosaurs alive.
Yeah, switch sides.
As a volcano is erupting on the island, and when they're tasked to go back and get the dinosaurs to a new island, obviously it's all a front, but that scene, I like all that stuff. When they're, escaping the one dinosaur in the room, and as the lava's pouring in, and then, dude, I shed a tear when they're pulling away on the boat, and you see that Brachiosaurus getting hit by the lava. Like, that stuff, it's sad. Like, seeing that dinosaur die.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the way of life.
For sure.
How'd they go out the first time? A big ass rock came out of the sky, and they just got obliterated.
For sure. It's just, you're watching Claire and Owen cry while they watch this Brachiosaurus, and it climbs up a little bit and does this little stand. But I like all of that stuff. Unfortunately, this movie falls off a little bit once we get the dinosaurs back to the mansion. But I think everything looks good once again. We get another variety of dinosaurs. I love the little hard-headed dude that helps them escape. He's a homie. Yeah, I mean,
I like the ending.
I like the Blue versus Endoraptor face-off.
Blue versus Endoraptor face-off.
I do like that as well.
Obviously that builds on to what happens next, and you see the draw in if those who may not know, what's the daughter's name? The
Maisie.
granddaughter, Maisie. Maisie is a clone.
Mm-hmm.
And we find that out towards the end of the film that her original self made her, and the reason will be explained in the next movie review. But in the end, Owen's like, "Hey, you sure you want to do that?" Essentially, not word for word, but like, once you open that door, there's no going back.
Yeah.
Because we had that sneak peek when we brought the dinosaurs in. Was it not Jurassic World? First Jurassic World.
The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, when they brought them to San Diego.
Yeah.
Then now, again, we bring them back to the homeland. You think you learned from the first time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you see, what is it, nitrous oxide that's, like, leaking out in there? And obviously they would have suffocated, and she went on upon her, like, hey, they're living. They were stripped of similar DNA and then cloned like me.
Yeah.
So I'm living, and they should have a chance. And that opened the door to the
real world.
Yeah. And then that opened, like I said, open possibilities that we have to live cohesively.
I love the bad guy gets his just due when he's going for the little fossil. And he gets shared between two big guys.
He's dumb.
Yeah.
What do you do? Hide underneath a...
Yeah.
I never understood that. I'm not hiding underneath a car when there's a police.
If the car gets stepped on, you're done for.
Man, your best bet is just to run.
Yeah. It's still not even a good bet.
No.
Yeah, I like the blue. I like the the roof face off, where we get blue up on top and the little triceratops. I think it's triceratops skeleton where the two go through the Indoraptor. I think that's all good.
That was good.
A good finale there. But other than that, I don't know if I have anything else in the good.
I think it was just 2-person based for me.
That's fair. Hop over to the meh.
Yeah.
So my first meh is just the fact that the setting for most of the movie is this mansion. I think the auction stuff is pretty meh. Like it's not anything special for me. I get it that's probably knowing the greed of humanity, probably where things would get to, but it's still like it lacks excitement. I don't know. Jurassic Park to me has always been what's made the first 4 movies for me so good is the amount of adventure, the amount of just like you're going on this tour of the island with them, and then the 5th one you basically make a bottle movie out of it, and it's set in this mansion the whole time, and you have a dinosaur in the Indoraptor, which I think is a cool genetically modified dinosaur, but you only let it do its thing in a mansion. Like, I don't know, it was just the mansion setting's kind of underwhelming to me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you the entire way.
Yeah.
I like more of an environmental based scenes.
Yeah.
More than just in a pent up mansion.
Yeah.
Not a man, but I guess so. I didn't like how the grandfather went out.
Yeah.
I understand, like, either grandfather, he's elderly, yada yada yada, but like we see John Hammond. John Hammond's up and go lucky, and even when he was down bad as it was, he had like an oxygen tube in, but like he was still spunky. And then this grandfather's like on his deathbed, and once he finds out that obviously shit's going left, he's like, call the police, and like he got suffocated with a pillow.
Yeah. Yeah. The more I think on it, the more I kind of move the mansion stuff to the bad. I don't know, man. I'd probably put in the meh the letting loose of the dinosaurs.
Really?
I just think it's kind of a dumb thing to do.
I want to disagree with you. I think that was a dumb thing to do, but it's that sentimental connection she has.
That's why I put it in the meh, because I think like the sentimental thing, I guess, is a voice of reason, but like at the end of the day, it's still a pretty dumb thing to do.
Yeah, how old was she? Like 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody else, San Diego, California, Ohio. It's T-Rex for you. See what happens.
No, I'm like, no thanks. Yeah. We can hop over to the bad. That is where I'm gonna stick the mansion stuff. Like I said, I don't know. I think it kills the excitement you get from being in the dinosaurs environment. Like, I don't know, it just feels out of place when you're watching a dinosaur in a mansion.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised the mansion didn't get like obliterated.
Yeah.
Obviously like, in the auction room, but other than that, and like the glass ceiling, other than that, like the mansion was pretty much still intact.
Yeah, that's what let me down so much with this movie. Because like I said, I like the beginning, and I'm really into the when they're retrieving the dinosaurs off the island stuff, and you get the betrayal. But like once we get to the mansion, this movie just kind of dies until we get to the finale.
Yeah.
For me, unfortunately, this is my least favorite installment so far as we get ready for Rebirth. It's just I've watched it when I watched it in theaters. I felt the same as I do now, and I think this was my third or fourth watch of it, and it honestly goes down the more I watch it.
So you think you have that at the bottom of the list so far?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 for number 1, number 4 for number 2, number 3 for number 4, number 3. 3 for 3, and then 2 for 4.
Okay.
I'll probably put this at 5th.
Yeah, it's my least favorite one. It's just messy. It's just not a good dinosaur movie. Like it's meh at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But we can hop over to our final thoughts and ratings. What do you want to leave off with Fallen Kingdom, and what do you give it out of 10?
I mean, great actors, great scenic effects, and all that stuff. But just like I said, just the plot, the setting of majority of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy the scene of them having to hop off the cliff. But other than that, like I said, the majority of it was in a nice mansion. So I would give this one probably a 6.
Okay. For me, I'm just gonna stick this right in the middle because I think it's just a mad movie. I'm gonna go 5 out of 10.
It's 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like I said, my weakest link of the franchise. It's truly the only movie from what we've gotten so far that I find a hard time enjoying. There are moments, like I said, I enjoy the opening scene, into even some of the stuff where they're retrieving the dinosaurs, and I love our showdown of Blue versus the Indoraptor. But like outside of that second act, it just feels so long and it's kind of boring, and it's like you get some cool sequences in it, like the elevator scene's cool, but like I just don't love the mansion setting, and that's what kills this movie for me, which I'm killing
the elevator setting.
Point,
elevator setting. The guy that was doing the auction.
Yeah, the
he
auctioneer.
He was in Avengers, was he not? He was the
Yeah.
scientist
Mm-hmm.
for the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah, but he got.
Yeah, gotta get got.
But yeah, man, tough little installment here for me.
Yeah, it's a man overall.
It is what it is. They all can't be great, right?
Yeah, there gotta be a dud somewhere.
Yeah. That'll do it for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Tony, thank you for coming on. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, check out some other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social links down below. We've got one more movie in this trilogy coming, and then we've got Rebirth also coming later this week, so make sure you stick around. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.